All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to the third part here of Burning Crowns, the Burning Wheel role-playing games. My microphone won't stay up anymore, which is a bummer. Okay, so I feel like it's we should talk to Millicent, right? And the kid and the twins, right, AP?
I remember getting on a boat to Miven, but yeah, we can
Remember
on that.
Remember that we're supposed to have that?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I forgot.
Wait, where are you going?
Yeah.
Come back.
We'll talk to these precocious twins.
Are they? Here's my question: are you gonna have this scene with Sulius, or is Sulius away from the picture? That will influence things.
Do you want to be there, Sulius?
It's your call, man.
I mean,
I'm happy to be there.
It's open for you if you want to be there, for sure. I certainly wouldn't invite you, but I mean, I keep an open court for my allies, so I'm not gonna be like, "Hey, look at these two kids that I think are sorcerers. You want to come check them out?" But I mean, if you hear a word that I'm about, I mean, you were there when I.
I mean, if it's like the conversation's happening after we're like done talking, I'm not gonna just like leave without waiting.
Okay.
But otherwise, I mean, Aurelius is doing a bunch of different stuff right now, so he might not be there.
I think we'll say no then.
On.
It's just the swan.
Okay. Yeah, so there's I guess Millicent comes back holding in her hands two babies. They look near identical. Each of them wrapped in fine black cloth. And looks to you and says, Marquis Swan, these are the two I've been telling you about.
How old are these kids?
Maybe like a year and old, maybe a year and a half.
And
they're
what are their
babies.
Precocious talents? Do they summon tongues of flame when they speak? Goo goo gaga?
One of them I remember was like the people are just like think that she is helping the harvest or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Theonora the witch.
Yeah. And they're just like bundled, they're like super bundled up, right? Well, she says, well, here, and she gestures for you to hold one of them.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll glance at Einhart as I do this.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus!
Get ready.
No, the baby immediately cries when it's put in your arms.
Well, I don't want this baby to cry. Can I convince this baby to not cry?
Yeah,
I want to persuasion on this baby.
Yeah.
You want to try to coddle the baby?
Yeah.
Speak ugly truth. The world's harsh, little baby. Shut up. Burling this lesson quick.
I mean, I think Swan, as a follower of the dramatic arts, is probably going to be like, ooh, child, things are going to get easier. Just break out in a song and dance in the middle of the tent.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What's this persuasion obstacle? I mean, we can roll this if we want to get ridiculous. Or
it's probably not persuasion. If it's anything, it's child rearing.
Yeah, it's definitely child rearing.
Skill. Well,
yeah.
I mean, I don't have that.
Yeah.
I mean, its will is going to be like 1, so.
I mean, if we really want to make this a roll, I will definitely roll for it.
How old is this kid?
Could be a father.
If the kid is not old enough to be able to be persuaded, it probably doesn't have very high will. So
that's why it's child rearing.
I don't know what child
to make a baby not.
It's based on the will of the child, or as appropriate skill.
So
yeah, so it's probably like an ob 2.
That's ob 4 for me. That's not great.
There we go.
I need a difficult will test in order to pass and get a new level of will. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. Right? Will that work?
Yep, 6 on 4 is.
Why is
you don't factor the doubling of the obstacle?
Child rearing. This skill can also be used as instruction, cooking, and field dressing, but only for the benefit of children.
Yeah, it's the skill you use to teach children like rudimentary living.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll just go ahead and fate on that.
Yep. See what happens.
I feel like a will of 2 for a kid is
Get
pretty damn high.
You did it.
Crush.
Yeah. Yeah, you calm the baby down. And
Stops crying.
it stops crying. And you could, I guess, I think it's probably at this point and stuff when it stops crying and you're coddling it. It's blind. It doesn't have eyes. You thought maybe it was just, it's just his eyes were closed and stuff like that. And then it opens its eyes and they're just holes.
Yikes.
All right. I'm waiting to hear what the interesting thing with these children are, Millicent.
And she says for each of these babies, these were 2 babies born, look at them, near minutes apart on 2 different families here in Karasuno. Yet they both were born blind. Now, maybe, and she sees like this is not like anything. She's like, clearly this isn't doing anything for you. Like this is like, she's reciting a prophecy, basically being like, oh no, oh you don't get it. Okay, hold on, let me back up again, right? And each of these times, they were born to barren women, and that these babies have been basically miracle babies. However, they also are both. I mean, I'm sure maybe when they get older, things may differ, but it looks like they are twins, born to separate mothers.
Truly magical.
You've confirmed all of this. This isn't just rumor and witchcraft from the peasantry. You've spoken with the families?
Yes. Double checked it all. I've.
This isn't exactly
To the
what I'm
gods
looking
above
for,
and below.
Millicent, but it's good that you've brought this to my attention. I would like you to send these children and their families to speak with Sulius Aurelius.
Yeah. I don't like. You're asking us this. You're asking like basically a folk hedge witch to like give you things, and this is like the best thing she's able to come up with.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm perfectly okay with getting weird stuff as long as eventually I get the wise master of instruction that I need. I'll definitely send them to Aurelius with like a letter to Aurelius saying, keep an eye, like put these kids in the church care, see if you can get them away from the families if you can. We need to raise these special babies.
Aurelius just like gets a letter with like a bunch of kids and is like, do something with these. He's like, wait,
Hot potato.
What?
Here you go. Enjoy. Yeah.
If there's nothing else, I'd like to take Mr. Mouser with me to Miven. I feel like we need to keep bringing Mr. Mouser back because he's an important member of our party.
This is
Also,
this is
he has
AP
white
Gaming
shade
real
cat
quality
skill.
control here. This is
Yeah.
I mean, if
Making
you
sure we
had
don't
white
forget.
shade cat skill, you would want to be in the game too.
we all know that Mr. Mouser is basically Omar of Burning Crowns, right? Like it's the most popular character.
Omar's coming.
Mouse are coming.
So it just throws the catnip out the window. So what are we doing next?
Well, I feel like we have to do some stuff in Mivan, or should we?
All right.
Or
Well, I mean, Mouser and
Sulius-
Swan could go to
yeah.
Miven.
So I was gonna ask, timeline wise, I would like to make it so that, like between like my letter getting to Iravetti and us setting up a time, I don't want to go to Pitax to have this meeting until I get a chance to judge Zidomir.
Sure. Like convenient spacing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because otherwise, I was otherwise it's gonna be like Zidomir gets to the capital ready to be judged, and it's like, oh, well, the prophet's in Pitax.
No, let's do the judging then.
Cool. The trial of Sir Zidomir.
Yeah. So how do you see this playing out when Sir Zidomir is arrested and brought before you all?
So the letter was pretty specific. He's to be treated nicely until he starts trying to kill people. So I think he's escorted into the court. Swan's gone, so I'm probably representing him in court, unless Swan wanted to delay his thing conveniently as well.
Shall we just take a moment here, if I may, to have some commentary on the nature of the greed of men. So Zidomir is coming here of his own volition to be tried for this.
Mm-hmm.
But if anyone who wants the reward sees him, they're going to be like, oh no, I brought him. Yep, like you're coming with me because I want the reward. And they might get axe fucked. Like, what's the situation when Zidomir arrives in the south? Is he being brought by someone who wants the reward? Or is he just arriving?
Well, they're specifically not supposed to take, like, if he's going there of his own volition, they're just supposed to escort him and they get the reward. They're not supposed to kill him or, like, try to, like, arrest him. That was a very specific part of the intent. It made the role a hell of a lot harder.
I would Ponzi scheme the hell out of you. I would bring my extended family and be like, yeah, we all brought him. Pay.
Good thing that I didn't specify what the reward was, because it's a gift into the kingdom of heaven and saving your immortal soul. So get fucked.
Boy, there's quite a few people who are mad when they find out that's the gift, my dude.
No, I mean, if somebody comes with, like, tell me, if people come, I mean, I'm prepared to give a reward. I'm just curious what the actual situation is. Well, is it just Zidomir or what?
I mean, like, let me just roll a d6 real quick. There might be people, like, fighting over who gets the pleasure of delivering them. Nope. Okay. No. I think he comes in incognito, and, then the cloak comes down and stuff, and he's basically already in, and there's no chance for people, strangers on the street or mercenaries to be like, oh, yeah, easy money.
Yeah. So when he, like, comes in, Aurelius isn't sitting in Swan's, like, quote unquote throne or, like, whatever chair he uses, because he's not that presumptuous. He's probably standing, like, sort of in front of it, very, like, Tyrion Lannister-esque.
Mm-hmm.
He's, like, resplendent in his, like, white finery that Swan bought him, with his glowing golden chain. His closest disciples, the 12 chained ones and the 6 healed, are like making up his court, and I'm guessing they're like some other soldiers, probably a couple of the untouchables, and the rest of the military order is there because this is a trial on their behalf. And when he, like, enters the hall or the tent, I guess, Aurelius is like, Sir Zidomir, it was good of you to come.
Am I playing Sir Zidomir for this, or?
I mean,
or
I don't. I think
we don't want to do both. Yeah, both
sides.
Yeah, so that's why, because of that, I feel like you should just dictate what happens, right?
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine if we want to do that. I mean, I think. So my question for you guys, because I'm no longer fully in charge of Sir Zidomir and his mind has been changed.
Mm-hmm.
Aurelius is prepared to offer him a pardon, even though he probably shouldn't. In his act, in his role as Vicar of Abadar, he should really just have him summarily executed. Sulius Aurelius Zidomir is one of Sulius Aurelius's closest friends, and he was really, really hurt by the fact that Zidomir left him, and so he would really want to welcome him back into the fold.
Yeah. So how does that conversation go? Like in terms of like, I mean that, and I guess the flip side of that coin, right? Like how does Sidomir feel about you? Because Aurelius like, but this is my like one of my good friends, and I don't want to kill him. And is Sidomir like, I really hate that you like did that thing to me because I love you too, bro? Or is it like, you know
Well,
what?
that's why I'm
Actually,
putting it.
screw you.
That's why I'm putting it out to you. Like, do we think that his mind has been changed by Mason thoroughly enough that he would just be like, nope, you got to kill me? Like, is he coming here to be executed or is he coming here to be pardoned? That's the question.
So if we're talking about what would like WWMD, what would Mason do? In this case, if he's like on the Mason spectrum, what he will do is just like tell you what you want to hear and then like get out of it. Right? Like he will do what it takes to survive and keep thriving.
So he doesn't have the skill to lie to me.
No.
Like, period.
No,
I mean,
but
it's an odd 10 test for him.
It's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is like if he's completely aboard the Mason train, it's yeah, I will do what you want me to. And then eventually one day he'll be like, and actually no, fuck this shit, and then be out.
Well, if he intends that, that's a lie. Like if you say I will do whatever you want, and in the back of your head you're going, no, I totally won't. That's lying. That's the definition of lying.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just like I'm laying that on you. So you get to decide, right? Like I want to keep Sidomir in the game, which is why I strain to keep him in the game. But like I'm in like kind of I'm observing you here at camp. If you want to know what is Mason's teachings in relation to Sidomir, I can answer that. But as far as the character's decisions goes, that is largely up to you and Eric.
So I mean, let's look at Sidomir's beliefs, right?
Did we edit them? Did we ever put those edits into?
I failed my duty to the strong wall. No suggested alterations. The prophet and I may belong on separate paths, but a good fight still needs fighting. So it sounds like he absolutely would go to trial. I fear I was horribly wrong about Mason. I'll keep a close eye. I was horribly wrong about Mason. She lifted the veil from my eyes and began to glimpse the truth. I will be a worthy disciple to my teacher and grow from her wisdom. I feel like the question here would be, because all right, their beliefs don't really help, other than they would absolutely want to show up. No, I think they want to clear their name with you, right?
So then Aurelius will say to Sidomir, this is your second time failing to uphold your oaths. However, we are merciful. And the man Sulius Aurelius would be terribly saddened if we were to kill you here and now. So, we offer you the same choice that we offered in Skywatch. Return to the fold. Join me. Fight for the end. And truly believe and not just pay lip service to the gods.
So you're asking him to... What are you asking specifically? What are you asking him to do? To swear again?
He needs... He basically, he's betrayed his oaths twice. He needs to prove to Aurelius that he deserves to live. Right? Like, Aurelius should not pardon him. Period.
Yeah. So then why you... I feel like Sir Zidamir's biggest thing is just how this is just a shitty move by you to do. Like, this is just, oh, it's just a waste. This is just you being petty. Like, to him.
I mean, I'm a bit confused as to what Zidomir wants here, based on what you guys are saying.
Likewise.
Because like, either he's coming here and he's just going to be like, nope, we disagree on how the end is happening. You have to kill me now or accept the fact that I'm going to go do what I want.
No, you're right. So I feel like Sir Zidamir is saying that by coming here, he's basically saying what you're doing is a farce. And you can kill me, but that just proves just how much of a farce this is.
I think there is an answer in in the proposed alternative belief, right? That he's here to be like your path is not my path. You want all this stuff from me, and it's just this is not how I am going to fight the end of the world. Like me fighting the end of the world is gonna happen, but it's gonna be like walking a different path than what you foresaw.
Yeah, exactly. Is that's what he's saying? He's saying that like you can't get over the fact that I'm choosing to do something differently.
Okay.
I guess it's also the birthplace of just to reiterate here, right? Like when the schism between the two of you initially happened was because you wanted him to like forsake house and home and honor and pride and be like, be a servitor for the divine. And he was like, no. Like I have these values that I've been raised with and that I have in no way agreed to give up on.
Yeah.
That was like the Sir Zidamir is no one's dog thing that Eric said when
okay. In that case, here's what Aurelius does. He turns to a member of the order. He turns to, I think, probably Aldebaran of the Chained Ones. And he says, Aldebaran, you are a member of the Holy Order. You are a part of the strong wall, one of the blocks that makes up its face. Should Sir Zidamir be pardoned and allowed to walk his own path to defend the end of the world? Or are his crimes too great?
Are you doing a meta thing here where you're trying to convince an NPC to say yes or no?
I'm curious what the rest, because the whole thing is that Zidamir wants to make me seem like an idiot and like a petty person. And so I'm going to do what the order wants.
I feel like by doing that, I think the best answer is the order wants a trial by combat, and who better to represent you? He would love to have the honor to prove what's right for you. I feel like Aldebaran would volunteer to champion you.
So be it.
Goodbye, Aldebaran.
Yeah, for real. So be it.
I don't know.
So
I feel like they're pretty evenly matched.
They probably are.
Doesn't Zidamir have like 5 acts or something like that?
Sir Zidamir is ridiculously good at fighting people, but he doesn't have his armor.
Yeah.
I mean, neither does his opponent if it's a trial.
Why not?
In a trial by combat?
I feel like for a trial by combat, you pretty
wear
much
whatever you have.
I mean, Braun didn't take his armor off when he was fighting the guy in plate mail.
That is, yes, that's true. But that is Game of Thrones, which is about this much based on history. So,
I feel like forgot we were playing History, the role-playing game.
Oh no, not
I feel
at all,
like I feel like it would be fair for Aldebaran to be like, so yeah, like, do you want to wear armor? You know, like what do you require? So this is, a proper trial. And I feel like it would be fair under Abadar to have, actually, would it? Hold on. Actually, I'm trying to think about the dogma of Abadar.
The way I would see it is that Abadar would have you be tried with whatever you have earned in your life.
Maybe we're overthinking it.
Yeah. Exactly.
If you have earned armor, if you have earned a weapon, if you have worked and gotten those things yourself, then you deserve to defend yourself with them.
Maybe we're overthinking this, right? Because we're talking about armor, but really, unless we want to make this a duel, this is just going to be an opposed weapon skill test because it's just going to be conflict roll, and then whoever wins that doesn't die.
I would assume that armor would give you an advantage, but.
Not in conflict, only in bloody versus.
And are we? Are we not doing a bloody versus for this? Is just a simple.
Is there a reason to?
I suppose not.
I mean, one person has armor and the other doesn't. I feel like We should
That
respect that
would
the
be
person
an
who has
advantage
armor. Yeah.
That's like the definition of situational advantage, in my opinion.
Sure.
But
Sure, but like it doesn't matter. Right? The question it comes down to is like, do we care? Like, is it like, yeah, I'm invested in whether this is a bloody versus or not? In which case, let's do it. If not, then who cares? Make the simplest roll.
Yeah, I say we just make the roll. But before we do, Aurelius is going to pray because that's his thing. And he is going to say,
"Are you okay? What are you going to say?"
He is going to say, "Let Abadar judge justly who should be the winner of this combat. Let this prove right and wrong, just and unjust. Let us prove who has his blessing. Abadar, give strength to your chosen victor and allow them to win. And I would like to invoke the aid miracle, but I would like to put it in the hands of Eric as Abadar to say who is being aided."
Yes, who is the favorite of Abadar in this case? Oh, that's a good one, Sam.
Yeah, that's why I feel like Abadar wouldn't, unless the answer is both. Like, I feel like he wouldn't pick favorites in a duel. Like, that seems insane. That's the complete opposite fact of a duel.
It's
a trial by combat.
It actually just shows the hypocrisy of the gods, right? Because we have trial by combat because we think God will decide who wins. God will show his favor to the victor, and God is like, nah, what, man? No, I'm staying out of this. This is fun.
Well, I mean, then maybe there's no miracle. Maybe there's just like a glow of holy light, and like they both think that they have the will of Abadar behind them, and then we roll some dice.
Yeah, I feel like that's the proper answer.
So gross.
Cool.
So very gross.
I will roll for Sir Zidomir. What is Aldebaran's weapon of choice? We haven't actually figured that out.
I feel like Aldebaran fights probably with two swords, like a arming sword and a what do you call it? Like a pairing dagger?
Like a dagger and a sword.
Okay, so sword. Cool.
Cool. Zidomir will use his axe.
So axe probably does he have brawling opened?
I mean, I'll do my pool of forks here. Do you want me to do it for both? Or I mean, I'll do Zidomir's stuff, and Eric, you can take care of Aldebaran's because he doesn't have a sheet.
What does he have? What does Zidomir have for his axe skill anyway? I know it's high, but I don't know how
Zidomir
high.
has B6 axe. He is going to fork brawling.
Oh my fucking god!
Yeah.
He is going to fork sword.
Why are you forking sword?
Because he's fighting a swordsman. And I don't think he can fork anything else.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I have a B5 in sword, and I have a 4 in brawling, so I'm gonna fork brawling as well.
Have we talked about like his weapon skill before? Or has this been brought up?
I've been telling you guys a lot of times. Zidomir is
a fucking murder
monster.
Machine. Yeah.
Holy fuck. Yeah, don't mind me over here. It's fine. Just an NPC, guys.
And I feel like I have. Wait, I have a die trait for this. Let me see something. 1 second. Let me see if Fearless adds to this at all.
Fearless is
hesitation,
steel test.
I think. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sword, brawling, persuasion, gossip. Two-fisted fighting training.
Yeah, that's what lets you fight with two swords.
If he has that, then that's the thing he uses to not be awful at that thing he's doing.
Okay, but that doesn't actually add anything.
The fact like that I'm using two swords or shield training.
So the fact that I'm using two swords actually doesn't. It just fictionally positions, but not a.
Yeah. It's hugely advantageous in fight, and in any other situation, it's
it allows the block and strike action.
It also lets you theoretically fight two people at once, which is incredibly powerful.
Yeah, I know. I'm familiar from the Riddle of Steel. How fucking insane that is. Okay. I got 6 dice. I'm rolling.
Cool. I'm rolling 8. Let's find out what happens.
Does Zidomir have any Arthur?
Does he?
Does he?
He has 2 persona. He will spend his 2 persona to not die. Actually, no, he'll spend 1 persona because otherwise he'll definitely die.
All right.
Okay.
Holy shit.
God.
That's rough.
Holy fuck.
Base op 6. Nope. No.
Holy shit.
Wow. That roll though.
Okay.
Good thing you reserved a persona.
Yeah.
I mean, I can fate that, right? Let me just.
Yeah, I mean, if he has fate.
Is that 2 6s? Yep.
Yeah.
And that's where we learn Aldebaran has a fucking Sharingan
7.
eye.
7 obstacle. Yeah.
He becomes a main character.
So I'm imagining this is it's like a bloody, horrible brawl. Like they're like punching each other with sword hilts and like throwing elbows and like wrestling, and then finally Zidomir ends up with like the tearing dagger in his throat.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So Eric made the joke earlier that like, oh yeah, he's the Hound. Is he gonna spend the persona point and actually be left for dead and really return, as like, I'm the horribly malformed but still in the fight Zidomir?
He disappears at the end of season 5, and we see him again in season 7.
I mean, you guys can tell me if technically NPCs don't get to take advantage of Will to Live. I actually should have spent that other Artha, but it doesn't really matter because there's no way he's...
No, you totally get to fucking keep the Will to Live. That's insane. And for
Okay.
Zidomir, who's been around forever, no way. Yeah, I totally get it.
In that case, I'll spend the Will to Live, and maybe we'll see a scene of Aurelius putting back together Darth Zidomir. But otherwise...
the answer, right, is like, I feel like when you, I feel like this has to get played out a slightly different way, and hear me out on this.
It's time for Abadar to raise his champion up again for like the 3rd time.
No, but I feel like this is the point where, oh my god. I feel like Aldebaran, I keep wanting to say Tiburon.
Shark?
Yeah, he gets Sir Zidomir in that mercy lock, right? Being like, do you yield? Like, this is it. Because it's that or you die. And they looks to you and you save him. Right? I feel like, what do you think about that, Sulius?
Sulius would not intervene.
Okay.
He demanded trial by combat. He's getting trial by combat.
Left for dead.
Yeah, I think he's left for dead.
Yeah,
he's stabbed out and left for dead.
Does he get thrown in the river, and then we see him like next episode rising from the river?
So
good.
So Zidomir gets like dragged out and thrown into the river. I think like the end of that scene is we just see Aurelius's eyes are like this like stone steely like look, a kind of look that I don't think we've ever seen in Aurelius. That was actually one of my favorite things in the portrait that AP had done. I'm blanking on the name of the artist.
Pugs, please.
Pugs, please. One of the things that they did that I thought was absolutely amazing was how they captured the sadness in Aurelius's eyes. And so I don't think we've ever seen this look, but it's this like horrible, like unyielding determination and knowledge that what he's doing is right.
Oh, that's fuck.
But at the same time, we just see tears running down his face.
Is that like kind of look that's like clearly built, like every molecule of it is constructed to be like serene and holy and good, and it just looks detached and creepy and like...
Basically, there may be 2 people at play here. There's one who's looking out, and there's another who's crying.
Oh, no, baby. Come on.
Okay. Fucking Sir Zidomir.
Zidomir has gotten the worst run of anyone.
I know, they really have. They really, really have.
But think of how much stronger he will be for it.
I mean he's going to have one of his stats capped at 5 now.
No,
so
that's
that's
not what makes strength. Okay, this is literally like the Mason test, right? Like he went there, he fucking got killed, but he survived in spite of it. Like, he will be so much stronger as a person for it.
Eric, don't worry about any of the anatomy of injury stuff. I'll get that all taken care of. He's going to get a bunch of terrible traits as well as a stat cap. But I'll do all the calculation and everything for that. You don't have to worry.
Poor Zerzidimir, left for dead.
Yes.
It's gonna be great. Walking corpse Sidomir just
also he's
shows
out
up
of the
like,
game for 4 to 24 months.
Yeah, he's gonna be gone for like not even that. He's gonna be gone for years, like actually years.
Oh my god, he's gonna fucking get up and like the
You'll
first
get
time we
his
see him,
grayscale cured.
Let's be fair. So if we just roll his recovery, he is totally gonna be out for years and years.
18 to 20 months.
Yeah. Then then also every other summary like healing. Remember that when you get mortally wounded, you have to heal all of them.
Each of the spots, and he's failed. And since he doesn't have a doctor, he's guaranteed to fail every single one.
Which is why it's gonna be like 3 to 4 years before we see him again, unless Eric is like, and he drifts out of ice shot, like whatever, and then bullshit happens off screen and he returns swifter. But that's entirely in the realm of like what the GM says. But if we just roll with like, and now he's a rotting corpse who survives somehow, then it will take.
Yeah, no, I can't wait for him to come back in some dramatic battle and he like rescues one of your guys' butts, being like, "What the fuck? Are you back? So come with me if you want to live." So yeah, that would be awesome.
Gravedigger.
Oh my god, he's fucking Zombie Mirror. Yeah, woo! That's my new name for him.
Zombie Mirror. Shut up.
Yeah, he's screwed.
Oh,
he's
for
really
sure.
Screwed.
So good.
Oh man.
All right. So what's next on the agenda?
I'd love to be in Miven at some point.
Yeah. Let's talk about you and Miven.
No one else has anything.
I totally got something, but go on.
I think when I get off the boat in Miven, I'm hoping to hear 2 people on the docks talking about how Heinrich Edelman, property manager, was found horribly dead. He apparently stabbed himself in the stomach 6 times. It's total suicide.
Yeah.
Ever since the last MP accidentally brutally stabbed himself 36 times while shaving.
Exactly.
The old classic Mivenese suicide. Yeah.
Blackadder, this fool.
My plan right now is to go to Steve Gary and secure his aid in setting up a speech, an oration before the people of Mivan. That will take a while. I mean, I'm going to try to work carefully for it for a bonus die, so it's going to be a long speech where I convince them to join me in the north to help retake Rogarvia from the horrible undead menace. That as Rosslanders at heart, this is their time. If you're okay with that, I would love to find Steve Gary.
Yeah.
Once he gets back from his mansion.
I feel like the question.
Earth.
Well, I feel like the question is more that you find them than you do, and I like the question is actually this speech and whether or not it works. And let's just cut to the speech.
Well, I mean, I wanted Steve Gary specifically to get an advantage die from him as part of my instinct to offer defeated people a opportunity to be part of my court.
Oh, so you go to him and be like, "Will you help me with this?"
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, let's totally do that. Okay. Right? Yeah. All right. So yeah, you find Steve fucking defeated. He's probably drunk or drinking.
Steve Gary.
Oh, by the gods, it's you.
God has sent me, Steve Gary, to offer you an opportunity for greatness that your family once had.
What do you want? Can you just leave me alone?
I'm going to put his sword on the table next to him.
Now you're here to mock me.
This is your father's sword, is it not?
Aye, but I lost it fair and square.
Indeed. I would offer it back to you in exchange for a service. Fair and square.
I don't need your charity.
That's good.
Fair
I'm not
and square
offering
or not.
enemy. It's going to be hard work, Steve. Necessary work. The kind of work that a merchant shipperman like you is fully capable of doing.
Yeah.
But it needs to be done, and I don't have the time to see to it myself. This is an opportunity to grow your business at my expense. A considerable expense.
I mean, he's so despondent that he doesn't, like, this is the point where you need to roll, because he's just, like, dismissing you. Until, like, if you succeed, it's that point being like, wait, tell me more. You know? So, failure is that he's just too drunk and despondent. Success here would be, you actually win him over and he listens to you. Right?
What's
like,
his
you get him out of his malaise.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
All right.
Obstacle?
I feel like actually the obstacle's not too difficult. I feel like the obstacle's 3 because he's drunk.
All right. I totally want to call upon...
I don't know, actually, but you are his enemy.
Yeah, so enemy would be +2 or maybe a bit more.
Yeah, so actually it should be 3, but then he's an enemy, so it's 5.
Okay.
Right?
I definitely want to call upon supplier-wise, merchant-wise. Especially, I'm specifically talking to him on those 2 matters.
Hold on. So can you help me out here? So what is your intention?
My intention is to hire Steve Gary in order to help move men and supplies from Miven north along the river with my forces to Restov and beyond. I'm basically making him my exclusive premier Miven-based shipper for the Miven Auxiliary Legion that I'm about to form.
Okay.
Right? Rather than handle this personally, which I don't have the time for, I'm going to raise Steve Gary up by throwing a giant pile of money at him and letting him expand his business.
Okay. Right, so that's why you're forking these things in, so it makes sense.
Yep.
Okay.
So I have a question for you, AP. If this is the plan, and I'm not saying don't go with this plan, but it seems to me, Eric can contradict me if he wants to, it seems to me like if you're just throwing a pile of money at this low-down merchant who's not really that popular in the circuit because he was the worst duelist around, and now he's lost to a Brevoyan, if you throw a bunch of money at him, he's probably not going to be able to muster a giant fleet for you by 1 month.
Yeah, but I don't need him to. I need him to provide a steady supply of people.
Oh, shit. Okay, yeah. Then
it's not about sailing out with 1,000 men. It's about every month getting, 100 more men and supplies.
Oh, okay.
I'm securing my back channels.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Do you have a negative reputation in this area?
I have a positive reputation, actually, as a honorable duelist that I won from him.
Could have sworn you had a negative reputation.
I mean, my reputation as a Brevin in Miven counts as a infamous reputation.
Yeah, so that doesn't apply here because I feel like that's overruled by the personal stakes here. Rather than just known by general reputation, this is a personal, right, affair. So I feel like that affiliation of you being is just overruled by the enmity, and it doesn't matter because
giant fucking pile of dice and succeed on 80% of them.
Yeah.
Ba-boom!
I don't really need to use fate here, so I'm not gonna bother. Yeah. But
nice set of dice.
I'm gonna pick him up by his shirt lapels and sit him straight in his chair, brush him up, strap his sword on, slap him in the face, just be like, "Stop drinking, Steve. You wanted a chance to regain your family's honor you believe you lost at my hand, and I am offering you the chance to do that at my expense. But what you were doing will save Mivenese lives.
Yeah, he's
He'll also be super rich."
and so I feel like fucking Gary goes God damn it, I hate you, Swan, but I respect you.
My rival.
Yeah, you're right. And
that's the worst rival
by the gods. Yeah,
he's not in your class in any way.
No, I know. And at the same time, and he's like,
I'm gonna offer him my hand while he's seated.
And the coin is, that sounds quite good. I'm a little in arrears. So
take my hand, Steve Gary.
Yeah, he takes your hand.
All right, I pull him up and give him the bro hug,
and I stab him right in the lungs. And I whisper, "For Brevoy." Yeah. No. Okay.
If you want to learn to be a great merchant like me, then pay attention. I'll show you what you need to do.
To be a merchant, you must be.
You must move with liquidity like a flowing river.
With all the force of a great tycoon.
Yeah. Wow, we're really good at this game.
All right,
I don't know what game it is, but we're really
give
good
yourself. I mean, just give yourself fate. Already, just do it. Fucking give yourself fate. How that? What the fuck? That's good. Fuck.
So, I mean, with the help of Steve Gary and Lady Ollie, I totally want to set up like a day-long affair of Swan like giving speeches in various parts of the city
About why you should do this.
about why they should join me. Yes.
Yeah, this
I
is
have
gonna be
a short
so
speech
hard.
prepared.
Okay, good, because it's gonna be super, super difficult.
What will be difficult about it? Tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me more.
Independent City. Go fight in this thing that's totally not your problem.
Good.
For someone who's also someone you don't really like.
All right.
Yeah. It's
Give me an ob, and I'll tell you what I say and what I fork.
all right.
Will of the crowd plus whatever.
I mean, like,
penalty.
I'm thinking, like, I don't know. What do you guys think is fair? I'm thinking right off the cuff, like 8 or 9. Like 8.
What's like probably the average will of the crowd is 4, and then
Yeah.
Or 3.
plus 2 for being like really negatively disposed already.
Whoa.
This is
Really
just like,
negatively disposed?
yeah, you're convincing them to go. Okay, like, you're convincing. All right, so this is.
And then
You're
like,
Yeah, and you're asking them
to
to fight for you.
All right.
Right?
asking. Yeah, I can see that. Like,
Why would I?
then asking like, okay, so I'm
Also,
you don't
to go
like me,
fight
that
the.
adds modifiers.
You're asking them to go fight some undead or something? They're like, what? Are you nuts? Who the fuck are you? Why would you even think, yeah, like, I don't care all the gold in the world, I ain't going up there.
I would add another, like, I would say, like, base modifier of +2 obstacle for just, like, Brevoyan
Yeah.
Noble we don't like.
Then I think the
And
request
then,
is
like,
also
plus
very
1,
high.
yeah, like, +1, maybe +2 for the request
Yeah,
itself.
that's, and thus we're at 7 or 8.
So
Right.
so I would argue 7 because I think Swan has done enough work in the city that whilst there are probably a lot of people who are still predisposed to being like, you're Brevoyan Noble, get out. He has done a lot in the city. He's put in a lot of groundwork that I think that at least some portion of the crowd would be like, you know, this guy actually has a pretty good head on his shoulders.
Well, yeah,
he's brought a lot of wealth to the city.
Well, you're describing a failure condition, my dude.
So I think what we remember, we talk about 2 different things when we construct dice pool and obstacle. Obstacle is what is all the things that is wrong with your request, and then all the things that are good are advantage dice.
Well,
Yeah.
no, but what I'm saying is I don't think that enough of the crowd would be predisposed to not liking him to justify 2. I
see what
think
you're
that the
saying.
work that he has done in the city would mean that it would only be a +1 out.
Yeah, there is no denying AP has like put forth effort to like do stuff with Mivan. I would agree
Yeah,
with
that's
that.
true. Based on your previous oratory escapades.
Op 7 and
Right.
then like maybe +1 obstacle for not +1 plus
7.
+1 advantage
Yeah.
for you having entered the dualist circuit and been generally awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
It would my suggestion.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
no.
yeah.
I know. No, that's okay. Yeah, no. I'm like I was about 80% there, and the rest of these details I'm totally agree with. That sounds like a pretty reasonable way to handle it.
This is very doable for Swan.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
see.
But again, B8 persuasion, let's be honest. Swan is beyond
Look, if Swan
Machiavellian.
couldn't do it, yeah, like if Swan's the only person who could do this, so like,
I mean, it's not the persuasion I need to worry about right now. It's the oratory.
Oh,
yeah.
right, that's a
Yep.
thing.
Not my oratory is only 5. It's not quite as good.
Still really good.
Still
but I
hoping for the
intend
best.
to use all of my advantages to my advantage, and thus the speech. I didn't have a lot of time to write this, so it's not up to my usual lack of quality.
I mean, you say that, but
We have need of you. Brevoy needs the strength of Mivan. I am not ashamed to admit this. The soul of our country is at risk, and I call upon you in this our darkest hour. Undead walk the land unopposed, and the kingdom has fallen into shadow. And Miven has something we have lost. A talent for your unique and superior swordsmanship, an instinct for culture and adventure that we have lost over time. In this light, I devote my time and my energy to reunite our people. An alloy of the best of us, for truly we were one all along. Perhaps these are pretty words that mean nothing to you and you feel no duty for your heartland. Then instead I offer you that which you do want. For every man who drinks their days away while their knives lay idle, for every laborer whose home goes cold from lack of work, to every and all I offer such work. With the strength of swords and hearts, the Miven Auxiliary Legion will begin recruiting. You know who I am and where my warehouse is. Any man or woman with any skill set will be set to work, to each according to their ability and paid for their service. Whether you serve for coin or country, we will march to Rogarvian lands and show to ourselves and the world that Miven is no cowardly bird that has fled Brevoy, but instead a returning champion in its darkest hour. Will you join me? Will you rise each day to see the new sun, to see new experiences, to fight with all the strength of your arm? Will you wipe clean the shame of your ancestors, the Aldori of Restov and Rossland? You know who I am, where I am, and what I am. I am a man who pays debts, who fights for the people, and what is right in my heart. Join me, and together we can bring an end to this destructive conflict.
Like it.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to fork Persuasion for 2 dice. Ugly Truth for 1, Peasant-wise. Advantage die for using Lady Ollie, her standing and her standing as a noble and her understanding of Mivenese people as part of the go out, see new sunrises, that kind of stuff. Advantage die for my reputation as an honorable duelist. Advantage die for help from Steve Gary in gathering the crowd, and advantage die for working carefully.
I have comments, but
okay.
it's
what are your comments?
Advantage for Ollie and Steve Gary does not seem applicable to me. Like, those bonds are the reason he can have a crowd here to begin with.
I actually specifically disagree because they are helping. It wouldn't be advantage die; it would be helping dice. They are
if they are speaking and helping in this instance, then yeah, that would be helping dice. But that would require them to actually help.
No, I mean that would be them speaking to people before. It'd be essentially persuasion helping oratory. No, I'm not thinking oratory helping oratory. It'd be persuasion helping oratory. They're going out amongst the people. They're talking to people. They're making sure that people are amenable to Swan's arguments when he gets there.
That sounds good to me. I mean, that's pretty much why I brought Steve along.
All right. I was given to understand that you were setting up this crowd through them, right? Like, that is the reason you could draw the crowd.
Yep.
So that is why I commented what I did.
Yeah. I was erring on Daniel's side for that too, because I felt like that's how I was seeing it happening.
I mean, I can take a 2 die less. Sure. So that's 6 advantage die. That gives me 11 dice versus 7. I guess I'll use 2 persona.
You got this. Do you have deeds to reroll?
Nope.
Okay.
Do I have a deed? Are you fucking crazy?
I don't remember what you're doing with your Arthur.
6, 2 versus 7. Well, that's a success.
Yes.
Oh my God! Look at all those 6s.
I will definitely reroll them for a flourish.
4 successes.
More successes. There we go.
All right, damn, dude.
Enough to earn a flourish
9.
at least, I think. And I would love for the Auxiliary Legion to begin recruiting at my warehouse, bringing in, Mivenese thugs and unemployed workers to join my army.
Just like the fucking penal legions, but with a fancy name.
Exactly.
Well, fucking congratulations, homie.
So good.
Yeah.
So fucking sweet.
I'm just going to write down my new title as Commander of the Miven Auxiliary Legion.
Yep.
I probably will need to like make an affiliation for this at some point or something like
Yeah.
that. I don't.
I
Really
mean,
know
that's
how this is gonna
absolutely-
work.
Well,
Only if you
that's
want them
gonna-
to be.
Well, this changes the calculus of how people perceive you in Mivon.
Well,
for sure.
I mean, sure, but the other problem is I need to know how many people show up over a month's time. When I go back, I want to be like, yes, I have 10 people, or yes, I have 500 more trained soldiers. One way or another, you'll have to tell me at some point
how many
works
were you
out.
looking for?
I mean,
What was your expectation?
I don't even know how many people are in Niven, right?
It's still one of the larger city states of.
Ask the internet.
I mean, if 3 Brevoyan houses can raise a 55,000 person army, that would imply
It's an
that a
11.
large
It's
city
11,000.
state would have
It's a city of 11,000. So you could probably get at least 1,000 troops.
I mean, 1,000 Nivenese sword trained troops sounds good to me. And they
Remember,
don't even have to be troops necessarily, right?
wait.
Like I'm also looking for laborers and chirurgians.
Yeah, well,
and
that's
just
what. Yeah,
field
you're right.
medics and
So
shit.
so it's really like maybe like 400 or 500 troops and auxiliary logistics.
All right.
remember, here's the good rule of thumb for like military numbers in terms of like people to people ratio.
Yeah.
In the when England invaded France and is summarily tried to escape, getting cut off, resulting in the Battle of Agincourt, England was fielding one of the largest armies of its time, and they were fielding 0.4% of their populace.
Yeah, that was kind of
Oh.
why I was a little incredulous about the 55,000 number from earlier in the game. But
I mean, it might
that's
be
fine.
that those lands are like heavily lived in. We don't know about the person density of those duchies, but we do know that there's 10,000 people in Niven.
So the
So
important part
1,000 is a lot, but 500 seems great.
I mean, 500 soldiers and then 500 people to like work the camp sounds really good to me because
Yeah.
I currently have 0 camp workers.
Yeah, like a
my
500
army.
people willing to spill blood in your name, and then, as always, camp followers follow, right? Family, friends, so on.
So that brings my army size up to 3,500 with 500 support, which isn't super great, but we'll work on it.
Fucking sick, especially since almost all of them, like 3,000 of those 3,500, are trained soldiers. Like,
I mean, don't underestimate the Mivenese people, right? Their swordsmanship is so legendary. People from all over the world come to fight them
true,
to specifically get their asses kicked.
yeah. It
It
depends, I suppose, on how many sword lords are in your cortesia, but we understand. It's probably pretty. This sounds good to me. This sounds awesome.
All right. Well, you Eric, when you've worked out what I need
Yeah.
to do in order to affiliate or re-affiliate or reputai myself with these people, that's fine. If we want to cut back to Mason, I have some shifty capitalist business later in Midland.
Yeah, that
Sure.
sounds good. Okay, Mason.
So I suppose there's 3 things I kind of want to do. One is, as I said, I would like to start, if I can, get my hands on starting to learn Rain of Fire
Yes.
from any source nearby. Like,
Well,
if I can
Skywatch.
find like, well, not necessarily in Skywatch. If there's like, the rumor of the old runestone out in the forest near Eagle's Watch or whatever that no one can read, then I would go there and be like, oh shit, that's what that is. I don't know. That's what I would like to do.
I feel like you want to learn. If you want to learn Rain of Fire, you probably have to go to the Valley.
All right. Oh shit. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, cool. So that's not going to be yet. Second thing I would like. Powell mentioned that he had like a feather of some kind of like wild beastie that we didn't know what was. I would like, if you think this is possible, I don't know that this is supported by spirit binding rules, but I would like to conjure up a spirit to inform us what the fuck this is.
That'd be summoning.
Sorry, yeah, my bad. Summoning, not spirit binding.
You want to summon?
Yeah, I would like. If we don't have the knowledge to tell what this is, so I would like to find someone who does.
Yeah. Sounds right.
All right. In which case, I will be. This is going to be the first time I do this. Pardon me for maybe taking just a second to remember how everything works.
Yeah.
I'm pretty familiar with the summoning rules.
All right. So first and foremost, I will make a summoning gate with circination. Wait, circination. I think it is.
Takes a long time.
Yep. I am going to try and make a. I am going to try and make a level 2 summoning gate. I think.
Sure. That's pretty difficult, though.
Yep, it's up 4.
Yeah. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it's double whatever the level is, right?
Yep.
So, okay.
So I'm going to fork symbology, astrology, secrets-wise for my idiom. I'm going to work carefully.
Where are you doing this?
Hold on. I'd like to
on.
point something out. Your idiom has nothing to do with summoning. It's only for general sorcery. Summoning does not have an idiom.
That's a good point.
Where I also don't know where you're doing this, because there's like no way in heck he's going to let you do this in his office.
No, it's fine. I request like a space for me to. I assume I'm quartered, and I assume I have space to work in Eagle. I don't know what Eagle's Watch looks like, but I assume there's space here.
Yeah. Okay.
Then
I also realize that you kind of outrank Pull, so if you're going to do it, you're going to do it. So okay.
All right.
He's gonna be displeased with it, but
I'm definitely gonna let him in on what I'm doing. I'm gonna
to find out what this is.
I'm gonna consult with the spirits to find out what this is.
Well, yeah, he suggests that you ask other people before consulting extraplanar entities, but
have you not?
I don't have as many friends in the South like you do.
You're vastly overestimating my amount of friends in the South.
You're vastly overestimating Mason's amount of friends.
Yeah.
Boom.
That's a thing you are. But no, so yeah, I looked at him and like, no, trust me, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. I invoke risk taker, my trade. This is gonna be great. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
I am also going to. Oh shit! You know what I'm gonna do? I am going to fork cartography. Because cartography is a skill used for fine drawing of precision lines, which I am going to invoke to make my binding circle even better than were I not capable of such things.
Sorceress skills like Cercination have very specific rules for what you can fork into them.
Well, all skills have suggested forks.
I mean, I know for a fact that it's a little bit tougher to fork things into sorcerer skills, but it's Eric's call.
Yeah,
I feel like that's a very creative thing, but I'm not gonna let it.
All right, there we go. So I am going to let's bring it down to an op 1, shall we? It seems more in line with what I'm capable of.
I could argue and allow for illumination, but
I am not in possession of illumination.
Yeah,
unless you would want to allow me to try and make it as a link test.
Nope.
All right. In which, I'm looking at Swan's character sheet for some reason. There we go. Circination. And we shall add 4 forks. And set the obstacle for 2. Right.
Bingo.
Did it. I'm also going to re-roll those for no reason other than I want to put fate into this.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Cool.
Yep. So
now you're ready. So you got your circle set up.
Yeah. I have a level 1 circle.
By candlelight summoning.
Exactly. Next up, I would like to make a prison circle. Even more time invested in Cercination, but it's a step process. I am going to use the same forks. However, if I remember prison circles correct,
it's will based on the will of the spirit.
Yep. So that I need to know in that case. This is one of the gray areas where I'm not sure how summoning works. How do I set this obstacle if I do not know the will of the spirit?
So if you're summoning a human spirit, it would probably be based on the will of the human before they died. Unless like you're talking about like sanctified dead that's been dead for a couple thousand years, you might bump up the will or gratiate it. But otherwise, it would just be the will of the person before they died. So, I mean, it depends on what you said you're summoning. What kind of spirit are you? Sanctified dead, restless dead?
I was thinking sanctified. It seems like those are the ones who would know.
I mean, so probably 4 or 5, depending on how old they are.
Yeah.
Yep.
So 4.
All right, so 8.
You're screwed.
Yep.
What's the failure look like here?
That the circle doesn't work. So I can't trap the thing. It just like, if it wants to fuck me up, it can.
Well, there should be something else on top of that, unless I'm misreading these rules. I mean, Cercination follows the rules of task and intent.
Yeah,
there's already a consequence to failing this, though.
It doesn't happen. Is not really.
No. The consequence of failure of this is that it makes the summoning more precarious, right?
Oh yeah.
How so?
Okay.
How so?
You've introduced instabilities into the fluctuation matrix. Oh shit, those fluctuations.
Let's try and see if we can make 3 extra successes out of this. No.
Shadowrun it? No. Doesn't look like it.
Alright.
No. So the prison circle is not going to work.
And last but not least, the fortress circle. It's going to be 2. So I'm going to set a strength 2. This is basically taking me a day, by the way, I should add, but that's the kind of work I'm doing.
Number of hours equal to ob, so
yeah,
you've already spent 8 hours.
Yeah, plus I'm working carefully, so I add half again that amount. So that's up. Well, strictly speaking, it's up 4, but we know what I mean when I say it's up 2. No way. Just a lot of ones.
Not even.
So Fortress Circle and Prison Circle are complete failures. It's just the summoning gate that works. Let's see. Time for a summoning test. Oh boy. Okay. So what can I fork on this? I'm going to make it. Of course, I don't have it opened, so it's just going to be rolled with beginner's luck.
Yeah, good luck.
What are you using as your tribute?
My tribute is going to be a resources roll I make in just a moment. It is going to be it's going to be like an offering of like incense of myrrh and like little fetishes and bracelets and armlets and that kind of like shrine stuff.
Yeah,
okay.
You think you have to make that first? I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I'm trusting you guys on how to do this because I have never done summoning.
My understanding.
You pay. Remember, you pay them after they have completed the task, so it could reasonably be that it follows and see. Oh, you failed to provide. Then okay, well, the thing is going to be angry.
I assume this is in the codex.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's in the codex.
It's starts on 324.
So I'm going to for summoning.
So this is a revelation, right?
Yeah.
So
the question is answered.
4 based.
So +1 for the gate. Do I have anything else I can meaningfully fork? I can't actually fork on beginner's luck, so I can just use the gate. Let's do this. The obstacle to summon this thing is
4. Sanctified Dead for Revelation is ob 4.
Yep. There we go. Let's do this. Do I have any fate to put into this? I do. Do I want to? Not at all. Let's see what happens when this goes wrong. Oh, okay. It automatically doubled up. So it's just supposed to be 8.
Oh. Are you sure it's not supposed to be 16? Oh, so close, man.
So very close.
Wow.
Should have spent some Arthur.
So, Eric, you now get to decide.
Oh, shit. 1 second. I need to add 1 extra d6 for the gate.
Yeah.
Which I forgot.
Hold on.
Boop.
See, that's 8 out of 8, right?
Yep. Success.
Wait, hold on.
He accidentally pre-doubled the ob.
Didn't you have a +1 ob for the 2 failed cercination tests?
Not that I heard.
I thought you said that the cercination.
Yeah, I thought you said failing them would make it harder.
That was my understanding as well, but that's.
I heard that it would make it unstable.
This is burning wheel.
Yeah, but
we've already
what
said it, but failure, nothing happens isn't interesting.
So, no, well, okay. So basically, what happens here, right? Because you failed those circles, is that it doesn't. What was the intention when you create those circles of the fortress and the prison? That's to contain it, right?
Yeah, no, the intention of creating the prison circle is to make a circle through which the spirit cannot escape or attack me. So the failure of doing that is that the spirit may escape and attack me.
Yes.
The consequence of creating the fortress circle is to create a barrier around me through which the spirit may not attack.
Yeah.
And the failure of not achieving that is to not be protected from the spirit if it attacks.
But like any other test, the consequence is not just it doesn't happen. Because otherwise you're just in the exact same place you would be if you never made those rolls at all.
Exactly.
Yeah, I have no comment. I'm given to understand that this is how sorceries work, but...
I mean, cercination specific, cercination acts like any other skill. I mean...
Like a linked test, essentially? Is that?
Yeah, I mean, like a linked test can't just be the +1, -1 ob. There needs to be...
There is always fictional circumstance surrounding linked tests, yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't see how this is any different. The reason why it's different for summoning, for sorcery, for the others is that they're specifically mentioned failure consequences, which cercination doesn't have.
Yeah. I have no idea. Because I don't know anything about the spells in the Codex.
Yep, my interpretation is that, that's the way the cookie crumbles.
I mean,
there is plenty of consequence for failing those rolls already.
There really isn't, though. There's only consequence for failing the summoning roll based on that. So basically, you're in the exact...
Yeah.
If you're reading it that way...
That is not true, though.
Sure. There is. If you had never made those rolls, you would be in the exact same position based on your reading. Which
so
is
why do we
very
even...
much against
but here's my question. Why are we even doing cercination in the first place rather than just making the summoning test?
To give advantages.
So it's just a link test then. Which, okay, well then it would make sense that the obstacle would be more difficult. It has to be. It has to be. It should behave the same way as a link test.
I would say that there has to be some sort of failure consequence, because with everything in Burning Wheel saying you're in the exact same position if you never had rolled at all is very antithetical to the game, in my opinion.
No comment.
Okay.
I don't think you're wrong.
Okay, so then the consequence to failure for failing those cercination tests is that
the spirit would get angry.
Well, that would have been the failed summoning roll.
Pass.
But
I don't know.
They did fail the summoning roll now, right? Because the ob has increased.
Yeah,
based on the link test.
So the thing is, and the ob did not increase as per the failure consequence.
The ob had to have increased, dude. It had to have increased based on failing the link test.
Being linked.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I wasn't aware that we were modifying it after the events, but I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I thought that it was clear that we were modifying it before. That's why I asked the question.
Yeah, because that's why you were. Okay, you're right. I'll be more explicit next time. But
much obliged.
Generally, if you're doing a link test, the consequence of failure is that you made it harder for yourself.
So upon calling upon this spirit, either I call upon an angry spirit, or the creature I summon was not intended to be is not the creature I intended.
Yeah, but you succeeded at your summoning.
No, but I
no,
you
but
just
not
say
if
that
there's
Not
an
even-
increased
yeah.
ob. Not
Yeah.
if there's an increased ob.
Yeah, so at an increased ob, yeah, no, you summon something else.
Okay, what is it?
It's
Well-
the Raven again.
Well, so you originally
Surprise!
you originally
Oh,
were
God.
conjuring. No, you were originally conjuring a spirit. Ooh. No. I know. Oh, shit. Okay. I know who it is. I just don't remember their names. I have it in my notes. I just have to look at my notes for them. But
What?
you summon a lumberjack who looks really confused.
Greetings, spirit.
And you can see based on his clothes and things like that, he was like dreadfully mauled, like something slashed at him with claws the size of claymores.
Yes.
And
Greetings,
it's
O spirit.
super confused. Yeah, looking around and looks at you and says, you know, he looks furious when he looks at you. And says,
Yeah,
you
I
betrayed me.
Okay, I started.
You worked for
whispering
her,
the-
and you betrayed me. And
Okay, I speak the incantation to burn this fucker, but I hold it with the coup de magie. So I want to be sure that he's coming for me before I fuck him up. But
Do you have spirit nature trait to hurt this thing?
no, but sorcery hurts it as though it sorceries hurt
okay.
them as normal. So
okay,
yeah,
well, if you're not gonna do anything, it's gonna be confused and lash out at you.
Oh no, I'm definitely doing something, but I'm waiting for you to finish your description of what it's saying.
Yeah, no, it's like looks around how it's brought here and sees you and thinks that this is another of something or someone's tricks, and is going to lash out at you, thinking that you work for them, for the thing that's tormenting them.
I have not betrayed you, O spirit, for I have never met you before. I bring you here in search of knowledge, not in search of revenge or violence. I would like to calm the spirit down and engage it on my terms.
Cease
I
your
don't know that I
twisting-
can.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to scream like "Cease your twisting words, witch," and come at you.
Okay. So come at me, bro. Two things.
Yeah.
First, I would like the spirit to make a willpower test
Why?
because I start hypnotizing it. It's not something I consciously think about, but I use my mesmerizing gaze, and if it gets fucked up as I do so.
I feel like that doesn't apply here because it's
And
incorporeal.
how do you reckon?
It's an incorporeal
Yeah.
spirit.
That
And
should
so
not
you
have
guys-
any bearing on it.
What do you say, guys? Does that seem pretty reasonable? That an incorporeal angry spirit is immune to mesmerizing gaze or not?
I don't think
no
you're
way.
looking into this thing's eyes and mesmerizing it. It doesn't seem appropriate to what you're doing. It seems like this thing is attacking you, and you're not like staring. It's not like stare into my eyes, creature.
Yeah,
and, like,
it's
be
not
mesmerized.
being like and looking, and talking to you. It's attacking you. It's
I don't
trying
think
to possess you.
This is not how mesmerizing gaze works. If you attack a dragon, the dragon doesn't select the target whom the effect applies to. It applies to anyone who attacks the dragon, because you get caught in the mesmerizing gaze, and then you get forced to attack the head.
It specifically says you have to look into the dragon's eyes,
which is probably assumed that you are.
I'm willing
to a fight. With
okay, like I don't want to get into pedantics here, and I'm just going to make the ruling that spirits don't look the same way human beings or any living things look. They don't behave that way.
They don't have eyes. They
Yeah.
have spirit membranes.
They're blind. Yeah, they don't behave that way.
That is for you to rule. I disagree with your ruling, but I respect your right to make it. So in that case, I'm gonna finish my coup de magie and fuck this thing up because I'm super scared.
Yeah, I mean that would make sense, but yeah.
sorcery test. I'm guessing.
Yep. This is gonna be sorcery.
So should there be a speed test involved, whether or not you're able to do this before it possesses you? Is that a question that needs to be answered?
Pass. I don't know. I did say that while it was saying these things to me, I commenced the coup de magie, which means that you
should have rolled before and you wouldn't have been able to talk to it.
There is really no. I don't think that's true at all. Of course, I would be able to talk to it once I was finished.
It sounds like this is all happening at the same. I don't know. The time frame here is confusing.
All of these are possible to me. I don't care which it is. I just want to be sure that
it seems like you're just casting the spell right now.
Okay,
that's what it seems like to me. But it's Eric's call.
No, that's to me. It sounds like you're just casting the spell.
All right, let's do it. Oh, but shit! You still had the question, right? Of whether or not I could do so in time.
Yes, the question is whether or not you can cast that spell in time before. But I feel like then if we were for ruling that you didn't talk to it and you have prepared that spell to cast, then yeah, then you have that shot. You have this one shot before it possesses you.
I mean, a spirit like having the opportunity to possess you seems like a very reasonable consequence to this failure.
Yeah.
So whether or not you're fast enough is represented by the sorcery test, basically.
All right. I am going to apply my forks. I'm going to apply Secrets Wise and Astrology and Symbology. And I'm not going to take my time casting because it's coming right for me. So it's just going to be off the cuff.
Are you like making drawings to do symbology?
Yeah, I'm hella using drawings. I'm also invoking like the names of like certain symbols. I'm definitely invoking like the symbol of fire and how it's like pronounced.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you could say something about Ignis and stuff, but I really don't think you can do anything with drawing circles when this thing's coming at you.
Yeah,
I feel like that's not reasonable.
All right, let's do this. So my obstacle for this spell is 3.
Okay.
I am going to put 2 Arthur into this. And
smart move.
Here we go.
Boom.
Oh,
okay.
Fucking
that
hell.
Is a lot of 6s.
That's an insane amount of 6s.
Let's reroll one of them.
No, doesn't it automatically reroll?
They are. Yeah, you can reroll one with fate since it's open-ended.
Yeah. Okay. So,
9 dice, 9 successes.
Yeah. So this is a margin of success of 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it just burns up like and into nothing. It just like it probably. The fire, yeah, just like straight up just eats it. Before it just vaporizes like it would, if this was like Fallout or something, right? Like it just like the fire just hits it and it screams as the whole room lights up into like a near blinding light as it screams as it just fickles away into nothing.
Yep.
On the floor, the summoning circle is a ring.
I inspect the ring. What does it look like?
I'm not sure if you were there way all those years back, but you remember that the Stag Lord had a ring similar to this.
Interesting. I may have heard tales of this. I've spoken to my good friends about this.
Yeah.
Cool. What was the significance of this ring?
Yeah, you don't know.
Can I make a obscure history test to find out?
Sure. Well, it's cold to the touch after being in this pile of ghost ash and circle
if I throw it in
burning.
The fire, is it secret
cool.
and is it safe?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Right. So, it's cold to the touch. It's...
All right. I can
tell... Yeah, I'm willing to tell you that it's not made of anything on this material of this earth.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah, definitely interested.
It's made, yeah.
I would like to plumb the depths of my knowledge on what I could know about this thing. So if you would be willing to have me roll for that, then I will roll with a modifier of 3.
Yeah, because this isn't too obscure. Like this is just this was a gift from something.
Okay. I think secrets wise is appropriate. I also reckon that great masters wise could work.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I'm going to take my time doing this. So here we go. What's the obstacle? Or is it just is it graduated above a certain obstacle?
I think this is graduated for how much you know, right?
Okay.
Researching it. And the obstacle... Okay. Reroll.
I should have asked you what the consequence of failure was.
But
I'm sorry.
It's okay. You already got it. And so you got 2 more successes above it. So... You know this ring comes from the Feywilds.
Holy shit! It's from the Feywilds.
Yeah, you know that this. You know that rings of this stylizing is reminiscent of Elven. Like elves tried to recreate this style of, just clean, simple, iridescent beauty.
Is it magic?
Oh yes.
What does it do?
I feel like with the obscure history, you see the role. This is a promise ring. This is often given. Often gifts like this are given between creatures and their mortal, not betrothed, but they're either their paramours or favorites.
All right.
As a token of affection.
Interesting.
That's what this is.
All right. I'm not gonna wear it. I don't think that's appropriate, considering that it's supposedly has a twin out there somewhere that belongs to someone else. So I think I'm going to. You tell me something. Based on my knowledge of the arcane, would I be able to like gain a more significant understanding of this thing by putting it on, or like could I just be wearing it like in a thong around my neck and then inspecting it later?
No, you would have to. Well, no, because I feel like it's signed. It has a sign, from like for love, love.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says like love N, right? And like a very nice like emboldened letter N.
And something about it's magical. Fine.
Yeah. Let's put this one together.
Let's put it on.
Right.
Yep. On it goes.
Nothing happens.
Cool. I now wear this ring.
Yes.
And I look at my hand, and for a moment I'm getting self-conscious about the way I've started to look.
Yeah.
Being a weird dragon. It wasn't weird not caring about my look back when I was a person, but now I'm sort of being like, oh, this is, now that I think about it.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
And
well, then
I don't have anything else I want to do before.
That's fine, because I know how we're
skipping forward.
That's cool, because I know how we're going to start next session then. That's really cool. I'm glad you put on that ring.
Just a heads up, I think we should hold off on this for this time, but in the future reference, I'm reading it and it looks like the price of service is supposed to be like part of the summoning roll, not like afterwards.
Okay. Well, we'll fix it next time.
What I will do, because I got really conscious of my like lack of answers when questions were brought up about this. It's my responsibility, generally speaking, as the player using the mechanic to be aware of it. So what I will do is I will harass Luke Crane and ask him how this works.
I know that on the Roll20 burning wheel, for tributes, that was like part of the summoning, is like you make the roll so that you can have the proper incense to make the tribute to summon the spirit.
Okay. I can see that. Cool. All right.
But yeah, worth looking into.
Yeah. But let's do some Artha, because we're out of time.
All right.
Cool. I can
go first.
Oh yeah, go. Yeah.
We're
Go
gonna do
for
the
it,
same
AP.
order that we did intros. I would like to take fate for searching for a general, and I'd like to take fate for convincing candidates to join me, since I didn't technically convince two baby not twins to join me. But I definitely am working towards at some point getting them on my team, maybe in like 5 or 6 years when they're older, when they understand spoken language, maybe.
Never. Yeah. Okay.
I'd also like to take fate for offering those I defeat a chance to serve on my court and taking this in an interesting direction.
Definitely.
Oh wow, I forgot to add Imperious Demeanor. Oh wait, that only applies when. Never mind. That's it. 3 fate.
3 fate.
That only applies when I'm getting people that I already worked for me to work for me.
And Sulius?
All right. I think I earned quite a bit of Artha today. I believe that I got Persona for finding the location of the holy artifact.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I got Persona for making sure that Sir Zidomir faced justice.
Yeah.
I believe that I got Persona for setting up a meeting with Iravetti.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe I got Persona for writing an edict to rebuke the House of Abadar.
Yeah, you succeeded at it. Yep.
Cool.
Way to resolve your beliefs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking.
That's 4 for 4.
Yeah.
And then I think I should get maybe fate for one of my like list of traits that all kind of overlap a little bit. For that whole thing where it's like, instead of trying to invoke my power or make a decision about Zidomir, I let him fight, which is literally the best thing that he can do to prove that he was innocent. I was thinking either like infallible religious logic for like the idea is like, well, surely the person who wins must have Abadar's favor because otherwise they couldn't have possibly won. Or potentially fanatic or devout. And I think that what plays into that is the fact that I didn't just miracle away Zidomir. Like I could have literally just smited him where he stood.
Instead, you left it up to your god. Or you honored trial by combat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Aurelius was hella game today.
Thank you. I got a lot of beliefs to write for next time.
Likewise. Need to consider everything I got on the table. Speaking of on the table, I reckon I take Persona for my first belief.
Looking at the sheet, I suppose. Yes. Persona. Yep.
Excellent.
And then your second.
The second one, I don't think I'd take anything.
No, but it did come up a little bit, but there was nothing actionable about it. And then, did you stand?
I think I take fate for the third one for investigating the nature of these of the feather and the ring.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
Treat knowledge and relics with utmost care wasn't the case. If there's understanding to be gained, do research. That got me in trouble.
Yes.
And risk taker also got me in trouble.
Didn't those get you in trouble in the same instance, though?
Yes, but they're not mutually exclusive.
All right.
Did you give your AP? Did you give yourself fate or persona for the general?
Fate. I haven't convinced her yet. I'm writing a belief to do exactly that.
Oh, that's the next thing. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And I am inclined to believe. So here's something I didn't bring it up, though I did think of it. I should have spoken up as you should do when you want to earn Arthur for something. I reckon that it plays off of either plays off of my ferocity, or it plays off of my arrogance. That I told Zitomir, instead of being like, no, you need to stay here and be my thing, I was like, no, my teachings will keep you safe. Go and do whatever you want. And now I'm down a bodyguard.
I would call that arrogance.
Yeah, that's arrogance.
All right.
We also have to do ferocity questions for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think I earned a lot
I don't
today.
know that you did either.
But let's see, because I definitely in a position to earn some, I'm sure.
Let's take a look. I feel like something about like, I guess you didn't really claim the ring so much.
No, that was rightfully earned.
Yeah. Oh, you killed someone. You killed where you wish, when you wish.
Oh, who did I kill?
You evaporated that spirit from existence. You made it so that it
self-defense,
exists.
dude. That is self-defense is probably not killing when you wish or where you wish. That is more like, I'm gonna fuck you up because I'm a big scary dragon and it amuses me. That's what that is. This is more, if this is a role, if this is a test, I would call it 2 or 3. Like defending yourself is not a particularly draconic thing to do, it's a person thing to do.
I mean, I feel like you went above and beyond. Like you literally evaporated something from existence.
That's the tool I had, right? If I had not had fire spells, I would have maybe stabbed it with a silver sword. But
I don't. Yeah, I think that's also just more. Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily that bad.
No, I reckon if it's as a test at all, it should be 2 or 3, in my opinion.
That's your call.
I'm mostly in the bunk of saying it's not a test.
Yeah, I'm literally saying it's not a test. If anything, it's just routine.
So are you going to call it a test or routine? Because that's significant to a emotional attribute.
Oh, that's right. Then, yeah, no, that it's routine.
All right. I'm going to take a routine for it. There we go. Wait, oops, that's resources.
Because
hold on.
What I'm saying is, it's killing something is important. Like killing something for ferocity is important, but the nature of killing a ghost as opposed to killing something else isn't. Is what I'm saying.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, even killing like a person in self-defense, still not different at all, right? There is something about and this is gonna sound like a bit up my own ass. I tried to write the examples in the obstacles to reflect the nature of why a dragon kills. So I have like scaling it up a bit for being like, oh, I'm gonna kill someone for like I don't remember what I wrote, but like some reason, and then like I'm gonna hurt someone, and then I'm gonna kill whoever I wish because lol. And then it goes right up to like up 10 where it's like, I'm gonna devastate this country. Like I'm just gonna fucking burn it down and laugh and piss in the ashes. Because
then the only other one I would say is I definitely think that out of greed, you betrayed one of your instincts, which was to always take the utmost care with knowledge and relics of power.
I don't reckon that was out of greed. That was out of curiosity. That has nothing to do with greed. But I see what you're saying.
That's such a fine splitting of hairs, dude. I kind of agree with Sam.
Did you want the ring? Is that something that you desire to possess?
That is with the hard-hitting questions.
I desire to possess everything to a greater or lesser extent, but no, I picked it up because I was curious about what it was. I investigated it because I wanted to know why there was a ring in the wake of a spirit. And now that I know it's from the Feywilds, I'm super curious about what its magic does.
Okay.
But I don't think curiosity and greed are mutually exclusive. Like, I think the curiosity about that thing plays very heavily into Mason's greed for magical power.
You could argue that. I don't see that being as out of character for her, so I could take that. If we think that's appropriate. I have at this point
I think that it makes sense to me. It seemed like you were betraying an instinct in order to try to gain that magical power, whether it's about being curious, like you can be curious about something and still really want it as well.
Betraying an instinct out of greed or anger. I don't think that's appropriate. But yeah, no, I don't see it, but I'm going to have Eric make the call here because you have a point.
You convince me it doesn't apply. You convince me that it doesn't apply.
Sure.
All right.
Cool.
So there we go. That is all she wrote.
Yeah. Okay.
Are we doing any embodiment or anything like that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of really dug AP's speech I mean, I know you said that you'd written it and everything, but I don't think that's wrong in any way or makes it like less viable to earn embodiment for it.
Yeah, I agree. I think AP should get embodiment.
There was some points in it where I was like, I would have like bumped your obstacle for some of those things, but at the same time, it was so great. It was so great.
Also, do you want me to reveal the mangled mess that is Sir Zilmir for the traits and stuff that I picked for him for when he comes back, or do you want to have that be revealed when it happens?
Yeah, I suppose that depends on how Eric thinks we should do his healing. Should we just like let him auto fail every treatment because he gets treated by some bumbling hobo downriver? Or is it like something happens off screen and he comes back looking in some way you describe?
I feel like something happens off screen, he comes back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely loses 3 dice from something. That's non-negotiable because he automatically has a mortal wound. But
he gets a trait for being mortally wounded, and that caps him at like a certain level.
Sure. Cool.
Mortal wounds are cool.
Not if you're taking them.
Okay.
Even then, though.
So embodiment. You had humor. Was there any other? There's no more Artha.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Okay. Holy shit. Okay. Well, then I think we're good for next week too. So next week, Burning Crowns, episode 35. In 2 hours, I'll be over at Henley's channel playing Mouse Guard. So watch more Mouse Guard over there. Yeah. AP.
I stream a lot, and there are tabletop RPGs that I stream. And if you like my epic speech writing, this is the only place you'll see it, because I'm a GM every other time I play. So I don't get to write speeches. I just get to have a guy be like, and I'll destroy the world because I'm the bad guy. So if you like watching Seto Kaiba in 3 different settings, come by twitch.tv/APGamingReal.
What the fuck?
I want to pass myself along to Sam. How you doing, Sam?
Oh, man, I'm good. I recently learned that my upload speed in the apartment I live in like maxes out at pretty low to do streaming. I may try to do some anyway and just stream at a lower bit rate. So you can follow me at Wizened Fool to see that. You can follow my random ramblings on Twitter at the Wizened Fool. And yeah, I still have aspirations to play the Enderal hack of Skyrim, or sorry, mod rather, of Skyrim, which is like a total world overhaul at some point. However, we'll see if I can actually get my internet to cooperate. So yeah, keep an eye out for that.
Okay.
All right. And I have been Daniel. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. This was great fun. It's nice to be back. We had a little bit of delay, but we're back in the swing of things, and everything is glorious. Now, what you can typically find me doing is I play role-playing games, too, with my friends over at my YouTube channel, Charisma2AC. That is youtube.com/Charisma2AC. You can follow me on Twitter at Daniel Akbas. I've put that in chat, but it is at Daniel Akbas. It's spelled the way it sounds. And if you want to see me do other cool roleplay things that is not specifically on my YouTube channel, you can find me and a bunch of other really cool nerds playing a high-level Pathfinder one-shot where we're going to be fighting a old, nasty green dragon. You can find us doing that at Ashley Nova's channel, Wednesday 13th. So that's in 3 days at 7 p.m. GMT +1. Come join us. It'll be sexy, we know, because you will be there watching. So of course it will be sexy. Yeah, that's all she wrote. EricVulgaris.
Yep. Thank you. That's it for today, guys. Thank you, chat. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. This was fun. I'm excited to play more Burning Wheel. It's good. I know. I apologize. This episode was very rules heavy, and there was a lot of rules lawyering. It's not obviously by episode 35. I would say that's not the case of the show all the time. So that just sometimes it's the nature of what we're trying to do and figuring it out. So I feel like that happens more if we take breaks. So you know what? I think the answer is that we should just play Burning Crowns every single day, and then we won't have that problem.
I agree.
Right?
I agree with the sentiment.
Yeah.
Let's add 4 more hours to each day. So
Right. Okay. All right. I gotta get out of here. So see everybody.